Okay, for this tutorial we're just going to have a look at how we set up an artificial intelligence enemy character within our game. So what I'm going to assume is that you've been able to go through, set up a player character, and also have rigged up and textured the blacksmith or the challenger as an enemy character as well. So let's just start and just add a couple of little things that we need to do to the actual playable character. So you can see my playable character is here. What we're going to do, we just need to think about how we're going to damage each of these characters. So the first thing we can do with this guy is set up a couple of things. We're going to go into melee combat under the Invector, and we're going to put a melee manager in. This is going to allow us to actually set up who we're going to hit and how we're going to hit them. Now, when I open this up, come down to the hit damage tags, you can see here that once these are expanded out, hit properties, hit damage tag, we need to make sure that we set it to whoever you want to hit. So in this case it's the enemy. So that one's now set up. Now the other thing I also want to do is, let's just make this a little bit more interesting, in that when he gets hurt or dies, he actually dies using a ragdoll effect, and we need to actually add that ragdoll component onto him as well. And because I've already selected it up here, it's all ready to go. I'll just hit create. So what that's set up, I'll scroll right down the bottom here, is this ragdoll. I don't need to play around with that at all, but just understand that when he dies now, he's just going to flop onto the ground rather than just sort of fall down slowly. The other thing I just want to do under health is just make sure that you have def by ragdoll selected. Okay, let's have a look at setting up that bad guy now. It's much the same setup as when we selected a character, except we're using an AI combat controller. So melee combat, create simple melee AI, and we're going to find the one I need. Just so you can either press this and then find him. Make sure also that your character type is set up for AI. You can also create a companion AI in this area as well. This is the one here that I'll use. This is the Vol1 model. It's all correctly textured, and the animatic type is exactly the same as our player. It's that melee combat version 3. I'm just going to create that. You can see there he's dropped in. Very similar, we need to set him up to fight. So if I just zoom up onto him, so we can see what's going on. You see there's no hitboxes or anything defined here either. So we need to add those in. So we're going to go into components, we're going to add a melee manager. Now he's got some hitboxes on him. Now the difference between this melee manager and the player's one is that obviously we don't want him necessarily to damage enemies, we actually want him to hurt the player. So we need to change that out. And we can also add in the basic locomotion components, ragdoll one as well. I've selected on the EnemyAI here, we're going to hit create, and just because we set up a standard a couple of weeks ago around how we're going to label our characters, I'm going to call this Blacksmith EnemyAI. Okay, now he is pretty much set now. He's basically just rigged up for fighting. Now let's just have a look and just see exactly where he's positioned on the ground terrain. I'm just going to pull him up a bit so he's not standing right on the corner. And the other thing I need to make sure I've done is on my terrain, I need to make sure that I've gone through and baked the terrain. You can see this blue area that I've baked. This allows the actual AI character to be able to walk around. If yours isn't blue, all you need to do, go to objects, make sure navigation is static, generate offset meshes is also there, and navigation area is walkable. With those three things selected, hit the bake button and it will turn this whole area blue. It will basically mean that these artificial intelligence characters will be able to navigate around on that blue area. The other thing to note here is a couple of things. We can step up heights. If we want to restrict characters from moving into different areas, we can set up heights around where they can and can't walk up into, whether that be a step or whether that be an incline. Okay. Now, just a couple of little things to check. If I hit the play button now, if he's floating, I might just need to play around with the nav mesh agent, which is this green cylinder that sits around him, and how that sort of sits onto the ground. So you can see there, he actually is floating within air, but he is coming over and he is attacking me, so that's a good start. So all I want to do here, I'm just going to go onto him, go back to the inspector, and you can see here, it probably doesn't necessarily show what's happening. So what I'm going to do, I need to play around with this base offset height here. So I'm going to press play, and I'm going to run over to him, and then I'm going to pause the game, and then I can actually see what is going on. So come to here, and I'm going to pause the game, and I'm in my scene view now. What I can see from here is just how high he is off the ground. So in here, I'm just going to pull it down. It's not doing it right. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to unpause and let it play. Now with it playing, what I'll do is I'll go back onto go back to my scene view. You can see what's happening here. Let's just see, there we go. So if I do it that way, so I'm in the play mode, I've selected back on him, and I'm in my scene view, and from here I can play around a little bit. I just need to be aware that what I'm doing here isn't going to stick. So I'm thinking this is going to be about -0.1. There he is back on the ground. So I just need to remember that number. Okay, I'm going to unplay. Back on him now, and just go back and enter that in. Now that I know exactly what it is. And what I'll probably find, well, if you look at it, see how it actually sets that nav mesh agent just up a little bit. If I hit play now, he should be, hopefully, standing on the ground. There he is. Okay, so you can see now, hopefully I'm able to do a bit of damage as well. And of course, this is just straight out melee. There's no weapons in here yet, but we create weapons for both these characters in the same way we did before. And you can see I've got the shield ready to go. So that's good, that's all working. Make sure I do a Control S to save it. Right, come up to here, save scene. Now of course, once I've created this character, here's my AI, I can just prefab him back into his own folder. So what I now have is this blacksmith EnemyAI, and if that was just a mindless soldier, I could drop as many of those out as I wanted to. And because they're already set, when I play, they are all ready to go, rigged, and will operate by their own accord. And they will all come in. See my health bar is going down. I'm not using any stamina because I'm not fighting back, and there I ragdoll onto the ground. Okay, so that looks great. Make sure I save it. Okay, so really the next step for you guys is to make sure that you get some enemies set up as artificial intelligence using the vector, melee combat, simple melee,